In a world full of noise, two giants decide to speak. Devin Dubuc, 6'4", John Hinks Jr., 6'8". Standing tall, thinking bigger. Real stories, real strategies. No fluff, no filter. From the trenches to the top, this is where mortgage pros come to grow. Because when giants talk, you listen. All right. Well, you know what? Today, guys, we've got three giants. We've got Kelly Hall joining us today, and she's coming from Raleigh, North Carolina. And super excited to have Kelly on today. She's a member of Lending Path Mortgage and doing some just amazing things. That's what we wanted to share with you. But if you're video watching in and you're like, well, where's the camera? Well, John and I told her she wasn't allowed to share her camera today because she's built an amazing community on social media without using her camera, without doing video. And that's one of the things that we're going to talk about today. You know, that's why we called it the Introvert's Playbook for Mortgage Success, because she is having tremendous success and, can prove to you that, while social media is important, you don't always have to share with video. So if you're one of those people like Kelly that doesn't feel comfortable behind the camera, but is amazing at what you do, right? This episode's going to be for you. So, Kelly, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Super excited to have you here. And John, you've had the pleasure of working with Kelly for, some time. Tell us a little bit about Kelly.
Oh, Kelly's been my teacher more than anything else, even though I'm technically like her manager. But Kelly's taught me so much. First of all, Kelly is my favorite story. So anytime I go and do like any kind of workshop or a Cages event, she's always the one that I kind of brag on a little bit about what the word authentic truly means. And but Kelly is an amazing person. She is a friend. She's been a friend for a long time, and I'm super proud that she said yes to this, because I know this is a little bit outside her comfort zone. But she is. We have to share her story and who she is. And I'll give you an example, Devin. Okay, you want to talk about the community and brand that she's built. So one of the first cases I ever did was Savannah, Georgia, and we had about 12 people come in, and Kelly drove all the way down from Pinehurst at the time, right, Kelly, to come down to Savannah to come to this Cages event, right? And really, it was we were in Savannah, so we kind of knew we were gonna have some fun over the weekend. We were gonna be in Charleston and stuff like that. But she comes in and so forth, and there are other loan officers from other companies from Savannah there. And I was having everybody introduce themselves, and she goes, "I'm Kelly Hall." And two of the loan officers turned around and were like, "You're Kelly Hall?" And we were kind of like, "What do you mean?" They were like, "Dude, we follow you on social media. You're hilarious." And I was just sitting there going like, "There's another one." And then like I watch her social media stuff, and like even my own referral partners, my own real estate agents are like following her, and I'm like, she's 200 miles away from us. How in the world does she have that kind of outreach? So I'm excited because I think this brings a ton of value to people out there with what she does, and I can't wait to talk to her about it.
Well, and one other thing I want to piggyback off of that, John, is you had mentioned to me at one point in time, I think you had even kind of approached Kelly and said, maybe should we tone it down a little bit? Like, is it too much, right? Are you being too honest on social media? Did that conversation actually happen?
It was a phone conversation, wasn't it, Kelly?
Oh yeah.
Yep. And I remember the post. The post was, how do you spell fuckity fuckers? I'm trying to write a thank you letter. And so I called her, and we were just getting started together. And I called her, and I was like, "Kelly, do you remember this?" I was kind of like, "Do you think we should like cross the are we crossing the line a little bit with this? Are we like going a little too far? And what was your response, Kelly? I think it was like, how many engagements did you get from that one
Oh, so
post? Yeah,
so many. I mean, it's funny how many agents act one way, but when they see your like they message me, they're like, "Oh my gosh, like that is exactly how I think of every email that I send." So yeah, it's just one of those like just a lot of people relate to what I post.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And her
Well, and you
reply
saw
really
the
was like,
reaction we all just had a second ago. We all started laughing,
we all
right?
laugh. We all laugh. Oh, and that year, if I was on a podcast, I would have never said that word on a
Right.
podcast because I would have
Yeah.
scared of offending someone. But I have learned through the years, this is what Kelly has taught me, that true authenticity goes so much further than anything else in our business. And Kelly's the definition of authentic.
Well, let me ask you this, Kelly, because again, there's so many people that are afraid to just be themselves and have their own personality and let that shine through, and get comfortable, right, with how people are potentially going to react when they do show their true colors. How did you have where did the braveness, the boldness come from to say, no, I'm just going to be me, right? I'm not screw conformity, right? This is who I am. How do you cut through that?
I just really got tired of working with the people that I don't relate with. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. I wanted to work with people like me, people that were laid back and had fun and knew their business, knew what to do, help people get in houses. And I'm not your typical 9 to 5 banker type, in a suit or, dress clothes. That's not me.
Yeah.
And I don't want to work with people that aren't like me. Every one of my transactions, we have so much fun. This is a buyer's biggest purchase. And it's just, they even tell me all the time, they're like, this was so much better than I thought. You're cool. You're fun to talk to and hang out with. And we just have a great time. And I
Yeah.
like to work with people the same way.
Well, oh, go
I'm
ahead,
sorry,
John.
Devin. No,
No,
I
you're
just
good.
Kelly has found the formula or the equation of, she has a sphere, right? And she knows how to build the sphere. And one of the things you have to do in your business is you have to find what you love doing and you have to be good at it and you have to build your sphere. You have to build your relationships. So she's the perfect example of like, she'll take that sphere and then she finds that 25% that love her no matter
Mhm.
what. And she
Yeah.
stays in front of them all the time. And that's been the success to her business, is because when people talk to Kelly, they love Kelly. There is no like, well, let me see what else is out there. It's Kelly. And
Yeah.
then there's 25% of people out there that are like, that's not my jam. But she gets those other people and she keeps them. And that's what I learned through my life, is if you're speaking to everybody, you're speaking to nobody. And
Yeah.
Kelly speaks to her people and they listen. I just love it.
Well,
That's
that goes
that's
back to what Kelly was saying. She was tired of working with people that she didn't love working with. And at the end of the day, John, I brought up the Be Cageless thing because that's also a big part of what you guys teach in Cageless, is that you need to be doing the things that you love doing. Well, I can tell you this much right now. If you hate the people you're working with, you're definitely not doing what you love doing. And so having the ability to show your honest self and be who you actually are is going to attract those 25%, as you said, John, of the people that you really want to spend time with. And now you get to genuinely enjoy the people you're working with. And so as I'm scrolling through your page, by the way, Kelly, I want to throw another one out here. Not that it's always fuck, but this one caught my attention after what John said. It says, my inner dialogue at work. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me? Fuck you. Shut the fuck up. Why the fuck am I here? Fuck me. Fuck that. Fuck this. Fuck off. Oh my fuck.
But you know how many people relate to that? I mean, you just think, they really relate to that stuff.
John's falling apart.
John's probably a few days behind on social media. He's been busy.
So
I've been busy, but I always follow your posts though, because I laugh my ass off. Sometimes I have to call Kelly and I have to go like, "Hey, are you really that kind of upset?" She's like, "Nah," but she's like, "Nah." But fucking A, John.
So,
Oh
but
my
I want to go
gosh.
back and talk about that a little bit too, Kelly, because, what's funny is one of the things that we're talking about is the introvert's playbook. And when you're saying those types of things, people don't think introvert, right? But then when you scroll through the page, you start to realize there's not a lot of photos, there's not a lot of video, right?
Right.
You're just talking through your inner dialogue.
I am. I'm just naturally a pretty shy person. Now, if I get to know you, I'm not, obviously, but
Yeah.
I don't know all 5,000 friends on Facebook and other social media. I don't know them. But once I get to know you, I'm fine. I'd rather be behind the scenes posting stuff that I feel, stuff that I think is hilarious and other people relate to.
Yeah.
And that's your thing.
That's
That's
me.
your thing. Like Kelly doesn't really do the other type of marketing. The cold call thing. I used to try to get her to cold call. You remember that? I used to try to get you to call
How'd that work out
realtors.
for you?
The Thor, not too good. And
I have never cold called a realtor ever. I will not cold call an agent ever.
So let's
Now,
talk about that.
I would talk to them on
we
social
used to
media.
do.
I mean, I'll
We
talk to
used to
them
do
all day
that.
long on social media.
So how does that look though? What does that look like when you say you talk to them on social media? Like, what does that look like, and how do you turn a potential cold relationship into a warm relationship?
Mostly because so many agents or even potential buyers message me and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that post was hilarious. Like I'm so feeling that today. You have no idea about the closing I just left or these sellers I just met with." And they're just like, "What the fuck is wrong with people?" And we just kind of go from there. I'm like, "Dude, like let's meet for drinks or coffee or something. Let's talk about life, And that's how some of my agents are my best friends.
Yeah.
And it's funny because half of them I've never met in person, but we talk all the time,
Mm.
even on vacation. One of them is in Jamaica right now, and we've been, messaging pictures and talking the whole time. I've never met her in person, but she's a
Yeah.
really good friend. And a lot of
She's
my
a master.
agents are like that.
She's a master of that. She'll screenshot her text messages that go between her and the agents, and I have to keep up. I'm like, all right, now which one is this one again? This is the one that likes tacos on Wednesdays. And I'm like, okay,
Oh, Taco
yeah,
Wednesday.
Taco Wednesdays.
We can do a whole podcast on that.
yeah, I mean, Kelly, how many of the agents do you like? I mean, a lot of them I know you see face to face, but how many of the agents do you work with just relate through like the phone after, like you use the social media as a way to kind of like create the relationship on the phone, but you have a lot of referral partners that just because of how y'all relate, but you've never really been face to face before.
Right. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it's really about half and half.
Yeah.
And I tend to work with, I don't work with agents that I don't relate to. So, there's some that reach out to me and and I'll help, I'll help their clients. That's no problem.
Right.
And I'll help them get into houses and all that. That's my job and that's what I'm good at. But I don't pursue them to be like a real estate partner, that kind of thing. Because if I don't relate to you, I don't relate to you. I can't, work's fun. Work's
Yeah.
supposed to be fun, or at least for me it is. And there's some people that I don't want to work with, or some people I can't work with.
Makes sense.
And I think that's where the introvert playbook comes in, Devin, is because she does such a good job of getting the outreach out there. Like
Yeah.
Kelly's licensed in how many states, Kelly?
Oh, I don't even know now, and I'm going to
Yeah, I
add
don't even
some
know.
more.
Yeah, because her outreach has reached that far because people share her stuff. And then she gets like, I mean, sometimes she'll get like 30, 40 comments on there. And I mean, she's a master at taking those comments and then just making that connection just like that. And then it turns into something for her. And
Oh yeah,
she doesn't take these people to coffee. She doesn't hit on them over and over again. She's not, constantly, she grabs them because they are like her, and that's the
right.
attraction. That's the attraction model,
It's an
and
attraction model. That's exactly
that's
right.
yeah. And guys, that she doesn't spend any money on her Facebook. She just makes funny posts, man. It's just
Yeah.
that's it, and
And
she's
I get a lot
brave.
of messages, like private messages too, and text. So, they may not comment on Facebook because I have been told by a few of them that they don't want their big to see, them posting comments and stuff like that. So they message me or text me and they're like, dude, that was freaking hilarious, But
Yeah.
but they're just I mean,
But
look at
that's
the
better.
nature of the game we're in. I mean, this is
Yeah.
a very stressful. Everyone, outsiders think, oh, that's easy money. I don't know any agent or any lender that's going to say, yes, this is easy money. This is a very high stress.
It
You
is.
know, 14 hours I did yesterday.
Yeah.
And it
Well,
was figuring out just a couple of deals, and but when people are told no, I'm finding a way to get you
you're
into
going
a
to find a
house.
solution.
And John can verify that because John,
Yeah.
I know a drive John crazy, pushing every freaking gray area you possibly can. But these people, I get people in the houses when others told them no, and that's so rewarding.
Well, and
You
that's
know,
what the agent's looking for, and we're going to touch on that in a second because I do want to transition to that. But we're talking about the playbook, and I want to kind of stick on this just for a second because you said a couple of things that were really important. And one of the things, you downplayed your followers. You actually have 7,000 followers or close to it on Facebook, and more on Instagram, right? So, which is awesome. It just shows how modest you are. But you said a lot of times people don't actually make the comments on the page because they're uncomfortable with potentially how somebody else might see that, they're big.
right?
But at the end of the day, you're doing what a lot of people really want, which you're getting the DM. What we really want from social media, it's not the likes and the follows, it's the actual interaction, right?
Yeah.
So that's the end game, right? If you're a mortgage originator or a real estate agent or anybody that's, utilizing social media to gain a following, the whole point of it is to, eventually lead to some sort of a service that you're providing. And the
Right.
fact is that you don't, the comments are great for algorithms. They're great for, everybody else going, oh, look, she got a lot of comments, right? But what do you really want? You want somebody to show up in your DMs. That's where you want them, because now communication starts and a conversation is formed.
Right. And I had an agent call me yesterday. I was actually getting boba tea for my grandson, and she called me and she's like, I have followed you on Facebook for years. She's like, I absolutely love you. And basically it was not working out with her previous loan partner, and she sent me 4 people.
Wow.
So all because, and I've never really talked to her. I mean, we commented back and forth on, on posts, but she's like, you're the type of person that I want my clients to work with.
So let me ask you a couple of questions here. So first off, when you're thinking about posting, where does the idea come from? Let's start with that one.
All over the place. Just
is there any centralized place where you're like, oh, is it you saw something, you're like, I'm going to repost that? Or are these typically
that or or
conversations
GPT,
with
like
me?
Conversations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just one source. It's just, some of the stuff I just plug into Chat GPT and have them pop me out, something to post, that kind of thing. Or, just stuff I see elsewhere.
How many
Perfect. Well, if you're liking
something that resonates, I'm like, oh, I feel this. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, that describes my Monday to a T. I'm definitely posting that because I know 5,000 other people are feeling the same way I am Monday morning.
But you've been doing a lot more just personal posts lately, though. Like you had one where didn't we have like a refi where nobody else would do it, but we pulled it off, and you're saving this guy like so much money per month or
Closing
something.
today, and he's saving like $3,000 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
all because we took the time to figure out,
figure out how
what
to
needs
get
to be done.
qualified. Yeah.
And this guy has sent me. I think he's probably sent me 4 or 5 other people already. And he said he will continue to send all his friends and family to me.
Devin, I had a time where I did all that coaching for all those years, and I spent so much time focusing on pipeline, how to support your pipeline, how to make the right hires, what my numbers were, and so on and so forth, and trying to identify my perfect clients so that I could do more business. And Kelly, through those years and so forth, like her perfect client is the client where they didn't think it could be done, right? And she did it. So she communicates to those people, and she attracts those people, and she works hard on it. But she and I used to have arguments over and over and over again so much about like the manufacturing cost of a loan, or like the down payment assistance programs. Are they worth doing?
And don't you do them now?
I do them now. Absolutely, 100%. I do them. Well, because I think somewhere along the line, I forgot the coolest part of our business was putting people in homes. Yeah. And I got to give Kelly all the credit in the world she reminds our branch that on a constant basis of like, guys, this is what we get to do every single week. We get to put people in homes, and then all of a sudden, all that other bullshit just kind of just goes out of the way, and that's a different motivation when you're going out there. So
when you're helping
that's
people.
one thing.
Yeah.
When you're helping people.
Well, when I think of Kelly, right, it's like the final scene of that war movie where like somebody is they're in distress, and like the hero jumps out of the helicopter, right, and then runs out and throws them over their back, and there's smoke and bombs in the background, and they're running through, and it's we leave no man behind. But in this case, John, it's we leave no stone unturned, right? We're gonna find a way to get that client into a home, and it doesn't matter what they've heard before, and that's from what I've seen personally, and from what you guys what you've described to me about Kelly, John. That's who she is, right? She's that real American hero. And this one doesn't wear a cape, but man, does she get the job done?
I always go back to what John has always pushed, what is your why? And he always asks that, what is your why? Well, my why is I like to help people get into houses. That's what makes me happy. At the end of the day, it's not about the paycheck. It's I got someone into a house that 3 other people told no. And they're sending me pictures their first night in their house with all their kids. There's not enough money in the world to replace that feeling. Yeah.
Well, you're one of the great ones. And, that's why we wanted to showcase you on the show today and have this conversation, because, there's a lot of people, that don't know they can qualify. And so if you're one of those people, reach out to Kelly. And then clearly, I've got her pulled up here. You can find her on Facebook, Kelly Hall, but you can find her at Home Loan NC1 on Facebook. So if you want to see some of the posting that we're talking about, and then get some real live interaction, she does respond, right? As she said, she comments and lots of DMs. Or you can find her over on Instagram, if that's your channel. Some of us like Instagram better, right? At Home Loan NC. Again, just look for Kelly Hall. You can't miss her. She's the one that says fuckity fuck, and fuck you. But fuck me too. So
that's my snippet right there, bro.
But we all have those days, just so Kelly, and I don't think you knew this about me. But I actually have a tattoo right here on my chest. I can't remember what it says. Hold on, it says, well, fuck. We'll go ahead and display it right here, right? Because in life,
I never noticed that.
We always have these well, fuck no moments, right? It's like, well, fuck. What are we going to do? And well, fuck can be a lot of different things. It's kind of like forget about it for the mafia, right? Like it can mean so many different things, right? But sometimes it just means, well, fuck, right? We're stuck in this situation. So you're speaking my language, and I think you're speaking the language of a lot of people, right? So sometimes they don't have the courage to go out and say it, but they're thinking it. And that's why people love your social media, and that's why they love you, because they know who you are. They know what they're getting. And that goes back to attracting the people that you really want to work with. Now, I do want to explore, one thing here, because again, we talk about the Introvert Playbook, and you mentioned a little bit about how you utilize this to seek out the people you want to do business with and then communicate with them. So when you're thinking about, hey, I might want to meet a new agent and I don't want it to be cold, how do you do that through social? Like, what does that look like for you?
I mean, it's just really building a friendship. I mean, I can't work with somebody if I'm not friends with them. Like I need to have something relatable. So yeah, I mean, I do see, what their kids are doing, like if there's in sports, and just kind of build a relationship, asking about different things. I mean, there's not really one way to do it. It's just the way it works for me.
Yeah.
And I just kind of want, if I like you as a person, I want to work with you. And so eventually I'm like, hey, we need to work together. Like you're cool, I'm cool. Like we work, we're good. Let's get a deal.
And I can see that, but my question would be more like, how do you discover that person, right? Are you like, looking around, at some of your friends that you're already communicating with and going, oh, I really like this agent, or are you, it just naturally happens. They just happen to comment on something you do, and then the next thing you know, you guys are communicating. What does that look like? Exactly.
It's just like, oh, that looks like a cool person.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really, I don't have people on target, you know, like
You're
in
not
mine.
Facebook stalking. You're like,
No, they just
No,
comment
man.
like, oh, that
It's
was kind of
crazy.
funny, or that
It's
was
crazy.
kind of a cool comment.
Yeah.
You know, Cageless didn't come from me, man. Cageless came from the loan officers I work with.
Yeah.
Chase does attraction. You know,
Oh yeah,
Chase goes to
sure.
third kite and he knows what his brand is. He does attraction.
Yeah.
Kelly Hall is attraction. She's known across the Carolinas and Georgia and other places. They've heard of her, they know her, and it actually makes me proud when I would say like, "Oh, have you ever seen Kelly Hall's post?" And I actually get the mic drop a little bit and say like, "She works with me," you know what I mean? And so I get to do that, and then we have other folks that like the attraction method truly works, which is the true way to do the direct to consumer, what everybody talks about, but it's really not consumers, direct to your sphere. And she just builds her sphere by just consistently doing what she's really fucking good at, and she just goes after it. And and so anyway, what I was saying is like all this crap I go out and teach, I didn't teach them. They taught me. I mean, that's the whole freaking thing is I'm swiping them. I'm like, that works, that works, that works. And kudos to me for picking up on it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I've been trying to crack the code of how to build that type of attraction through people, and there it is, right in front of me. Like, and Kelly's one of the best examples for me, and it makes me laugh every day.
Well, what works in this industry, right? And what better way to find that than to look at the experts that are out there doing it every single day and then utilizing that, which is what you do, John, with the becageless.com. To help others. And that's what we're doing on the podcast too. I mean, that's the whole reason we started this podcast was because, you have an affinity for helping people. I've got an affinity for helping people. And if we can take that one person who watches this podcast today and they find something from Kelly that helps them find out who they are and who their market is and how they can actually better represent themselves without showing their camera if they don't want to, right? If they're scared or they're shy to do that, then we've done our job. Right. We've absolutely done our job. And if we can help get a client to Kelly who needs that person that's going to look at every potential opportunity to get that borrower closed, because we all know there's loan officers out there that truly care. And there's loan officers that are out there that are there for a paycheck. Right. And the ones that are there for the paycheck are looking for the easy money. And they're telling people that maybe truly qualify that they don't qualify. That's not you, Kelly.
No, it's not. And John, I poor John and Heath, when I first started with them, they were both like, can't you go for the easy deals? I'm like, nope, I got to go for the hard ones. But now they understand. They understand why I do it. Easy ones are boring. I like the difficult ones. I like the ones that you have to duct tape put together.
If you truly market your database and you truly invest in that part of it, which Kelly does, then that's the better marketing. Because those people have an emotional tie to you. So if you have the doctor, not knocking doctors or engineers or anything else like that, but they're putting 25.
Some great doctors out there, right?
They just want their money. They just want their money. They just want to give me the best rate, close my deal, money. And yeah, sure, there's a few out there that make it easy. You got that one dude that's like, debt to income ratios of 46, 47. He's
54.
Saving every 54. He's been saving every dollar that he can. The veteran that's like, 100% disabled and has a job that gets him here and he needs a house, so forth. Like
client
those
that's got
people all
10 businesses and, it's very difficult to document the income. And, you've got to go through every single tax return to decide if we're going to be able to qualify them that way or if it's a bank statement program or
exactly. So
they're emotional. I mean, it is,
and so it's an emotional thing to think back at that closing day, and then they'll never forget who got them there.
Well, and to your point, John, and this is what we're talking about with the attraction method, is now what's happening is you didn't just attract them, but they're going to be singing you praises to everybody that they know. If they know somebody that's in the process of thinking about buying a house, they're your marketer. They're like hiding under the bed. They're like, Kelly Hall, got to use Kelly Hall. She's the one.
I get referrals all the time. And John can vouch for that. I mean, all the time I get like, you helped my friend buy a house like a year ago, and he says, we have to talk to you. And that in turn helps me because then I can hand it off to, an agent, like an agent partner or something.
Yep.
So it helps everybody.
I love it. Well, I know we're right here at wrap up time, and see, Kelly, I know, you were a little nervous about coming on the show, and we thought, hey, we could cut this short. Like, that's how we sold you to get on the show. And here we are at 30 minutes in, and like, we're in the moment, and that's why we wanted you here, because you're such a great person. You're doing such amazing things, and you're doing it, as who you are. You're showing up as who you are. Right. And you're pretty awesome. And as a result, you're attracting people. But more importantly, I promise you, there's going to be some people that listen to this podcast or watch this podcast who are introverts just like you, who also don't know that they can be free on social. And that's why I wanted to share your handles here, because I want people who listen to this or watch this to go out there and go look at Kelly's page, right? It's Kelly Hall, Home Loan NC on IG, Kelly Hall, Home Loan NC on IG, or if you're on Facebook, it's Home Loan NC1, Home Loan NC1, and that's Kelly Hall. Now, if you're watching in, I got it running right across the bottom of the screen. Go check out her page, follow her, and just see the thing that she's posting. If you're a loan officer or an agent, and this is what you're trying to do, and you want to know how you can actually be yourself on social media, Kelly's a great example of that. And if you're a client and you want to have a great experience and enjoy it all the way through, and more importantly, if you've been told no before, Kelly's your gal. She's going to help get you where you want to be. And even if it means that her managers are scratching their head wondering why she's wasting her time, she knows it's not a waste, right? She's helping somebody get what they need, which is a home. And that's what we're all about here.
Yep, exactly.
Well, any closing words?
I just appreciate both of you. I really do. Both of you are awesome people.
I appreciate myself too. Thank you.
Well, same here. I appreciate the two of you too. I'm glad to be in your circle. I'm glad to be able to call you a friend. And now I might be able to Kelly Hall name drop because we do work for the same company now. So
there you go.
Hey, by the way, I know Kelly Hall.
That's right. That's right.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, John, anything you want to say about Kelly before we wrap up today?
Just, love her. That's it. She's my favorite. One of my favorites. Well, I can't say she's my favorite because the other loan officers are going to hear this.
You're in so much trouble right now.
Really? No.
You're in so much trouble. I'm going to clip that and I'm just going to drop it on social to where it just says Kelly's my favorite. Kelly's my favorite.
Hey,
you're done, man.
You know what Kelly Hall is, though? She's an OG. It's like me, Heath, and Kelly are the only ones really left. She's the OG. Got a great group. She's been with us for 7, 8 years now. 8 years.
You're never getting rid of me. I've already warned you. You're never getting rid of me.
7 years and 2 months. She started on January 28th of 2019. Ask me how I know that. I'm on her social media page, and it says it right here.
There you go. There you go. Kelly's the chick in Wedding Crasher. She don't you leave me because I'll find you.
That's right. That is right.
Favorite character. She turned out to actually be pretty awesome, right?
John cannot get rid of me.
No, never will. Nope.
I love it. I love it. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Kelly Hall, everybody in the house, go out there and find her on social media and have a laugh on us because you're gonna be glad that you went over there. Lots of fun stuff to look at on that page. And I think that's gonna be it today. So we're your mortgage giants. I'm Devin Dubuc.
John Hinks.
And we'll catch you on the next one. Take care, guys.